Fortunately, my regular doctor was gone and his assistant was there when I came in for a chemo deal. And that's when I found out, oh, well, it goes from, you know, like I was like curable and they're trying to cure me with their shit. And then it went, well, we're just trying to delay what we can, you know. And so then I got home, you know, so now I know I'm fucking dying. So I get online and, you know, kind of research it. And yeah, they'd done testing using exactly what I have on this. And they had one guy last 4 years, but that was like only one person out of this big, long study, and everybody else died in a couple of months.
Oh, shit.
So anyway, yeah, so it was like, okay, I'm freaking, you know, I hadn't planned on this. You think you know, like I've been through some freaking scrapes and,
yeah,
you know, like some shit.
Yeah.
And so you kind of start thinking you're good, you know, like I don't, you know, like somehow I got this charmed stuff, you know, magic.
Yeah.
I got that freaking magic rock from Maddie, only I didn't know it. So anyway, but then, so I find out, yeah, okay, this isn't curable. But then I think it's like 3 weeks after that. I think it's 3 weeks to, you know, and I have to get repoisoned in. And I go back in there, my regular doc's there, you know, and I'm talking to him. I'm saying, well, yeah, you know, like I kind of researched this, and your guy said, you know, yeah, this is. He says, no, we're gonna fucking cure this. You know, now, of course, I just, you know, I went along with him, but I was figuring, yeah, he's giving me the old, you know, up, you know, fucking pump up deal. That's okay. And then we had to do these bone marrow freaking biopsies. That hurt like a son of a bitch.
Drilling into your.
Yeah, well, you know, like you can fit. They can't deaden down in there. And he told me I had
your ass. What are you pointing at?
It's in your hip somehow. Yeah, somewhere in that hip. And my oncologist was kind of a head guy, and he's the only one that does these in that hospital in St. George. And he said, you got the densest, because he was like just grunting, just pounding. He says, you got the densest bones I've ever come across in this thing. I said, oh, it's not. I guess I'm not really fat. I'm just dense boned.
Yeah, I've been using that excuse for you.
Yeah, right. So the guy found, you know, like it was really weird that it wasn't showing up in the bone marrow, because that's what generates the blood and you know, and so it was weird. And they did this, what do they call it, PET scan, no sign of it. So by the like 3rd week of January, like there's no sign of this. Okay, now I go through all of, you know, till May, I'm chemoed and radiated and all that shit. Yeah. And lost all my hair, looked like fucking Curly from the Three Stooges. You know, but it was like no sign of it. And then so every like 6 months, they're testing my blood. No sign. And then they could see like I was recovering from, it was like they were telling me that my blood is like fucking onion, like my oxygen level sometimes is 100%. They were going, yeah, you freaking recovered from this shit.
Fucking
you know,
knocked it out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So are you said out of the study of 100, you know, 1 had recovered. Are you the 2 out of?
Yeah, I'm the second guy. But no, that's not fair to say, because this is technically studying the chemo and radiation. Okay, so
not people that got it.
Yeah. So see, here's what I think the deal is it's so fast growing. Usually it kind of spreads around, and then you know you're fucked. You gotta have chemo and shit. But it could be that if somebody gets that snipped early before it's spread, that's the only way you survive. So that's actually why you know I prefer to think of it this way. But I say that a medical mistake saved my life, because I think if I wouldn't have had that surgery, I wouldn't have been one of the second guy and whatever, you know, because there's no, you know, like I was probably just lucky that, you know, somebody hadn't had their morning coffee when they put in the frickin' order. And it's like, and then for a while I thought, well, maybe I do have a charmed life.
Absolutely, I'd say so.
So anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, what a gas,
That's rowdy, huh?
Isn't that? Yeah, it was sort of a freaking get a hold of yourself moment, you know, kind of shit. There's no doubt about that.
No. Thought I saw a whole round.
You saw one, man. You know, it's weird, but when Maddie found out, I fished Maddie, you know, like on the second day, and when he found that, we started drilling some fish.
I don't want to find any. You've already been pounding.
Yeah. Hey, that rock is right here. It ain't me. It's not me. You know, that fish came up when I was all tangled up and shit. Yeah, that was Maddie. That was freaking Maddie catching that fish.
Nice. Well, hell, do you want to keep at it?
Yeah, well, yeah. Nice fish in there.
So did you spend time in Australia, or were you doing that
Yeah,
from Idaho Falls?
Mostly from Teton County, Idaho. I'd already built my log cabin after I quit that job. So that was in place, and I was working out of there. Commander in the Australian Navy came out and stayed with me.
And in your cabin?
Yeah. Dead of winter. Guy, and I had to get him to the frickin' Idaho Falls Airport. And we were kind of having a problem with this, you know, with my fucking model. I say I was having a freaking problem. And so we were running right down to the fucking wire. Jesus. We're running right down to the wire, and got hit with a bad snowstorm. The roads were closed, but my cabin like lives within you could get into the closed road because I was already in there. And
Might have just bumped onto some wood. We're gonna bump right off. We're good. So he's staying in your cabin.
So yeah.
Remote Idaho.
Oh, remote is.
So what are you serving this? What kind of?
Oh, I'm a good cook.
What do you?
I'm a good cook, but
Don't doubt it.
but and he reciprocated. I'll tell you what, because when I was in Australia, he did up a barbecue at his place like you freaking wouldn't believe. But anyway, so yeah, most of the time I did all that work right there in Idaho. And but for the installation, and they had the ship built, I went to Melbourne, and it was great. He
There might have been something in there. So, was this before they were ever built? You were doing this model?
it was in the middle of building, but they were getting ready for sea trials when they called for me to come out. And so yeah, like they sent me out to the Great Barrier Reef, my girlfriend and I. They even like, he paid me cash for 2 first-class tickets because I used frequent flyer miles for my girlfriend and I, and then sent us to Brampton Island in the middle of the Great Barrier Reef for a week, and then the outback to, you know, Ayers Rock, Alice Springs. Yeah, it was like deluxe. I got the full deal. And so anyway, then that was it. So from then on, I was like free of work. But the deal is, you gotta.
So
I mean, like, I closed the door on it. I couldn't get it, you know, like, few years later, technology, you're done, you're toast. I'm not getting, you know, yeah, I could probably get a job as an engineer doing some dick shit thing, but
it's gone light years from
yeah,
where it was.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. So when you pull the plug, you're pulling the plug. So you gotta, you know, and if you know, it's like, okay, you got a pretty good skill, and a lot of people would, you know, like, go, you're crazy, but it was like,
So what have you been doing since 1990?
well, I just doing, well, like, okay, so, like, maybe somebody's, okay, like,
growing innovation probably took 10 years of.
no, well, I had that thing in good working order by 94. I had my nephew out in 95, and by 94 I was sort of a legend on the river.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't take long at all. I mean, I'm an engineer. It was like, once I had that concept, I thought, you know, I can do this shit. This will be easy.
Take half a step towards the center.
All right, so
You're doing good.
so
What else have you done since you pulled the plug, man?
but anyway, so, you know, forever, like, somebody, like, somebody's like gonna repair somebody's cabin in frickin', you know, Hebgen, Montana, and they need somebody to do, you know, like I can do electrical shit, I could do,
Yeah.
you know, code plumbing shit, code electric shit,
Yeah.
you know, so I'll help people do shit. And then, like, I had rental places, so I might need some, you know, a trade deal, so I'd trade off stuff.